These privileged women were not the only ones, of course, who heard the words of wisdom that the Master spoke. Many other women, and children too, must have followed in his footsteps. But of all these listening multitudes, closest to him were still his 12 disciples. And after each day of preaching was over, many were the chances, in humble lodging places or out in the sunlit fields themselves, for the chosen 12 to talk of the work that was being done, perhaps to argue, as any group of men would argue at such a time. Such an occasion for talking and wondering might have happened, for instance, as they ate their simple food beside the Sea of Galilee, with some of them perhaps sitting close together, while the Master walked in the cool of the day a little apart from them, seeking inspiration for the multitudes who would be waiting for him on the morrow.
Aye, James. It is as thou sayest, and yet so many of them do not understand the words he says.
That is why he speaks to them in parables, Brother Andrew.
I know the Master hath told us this, but neither do I understand.
And if thou dost not understand him, Bartholomew, thou who sittest under every fig tree seeking explanations that will satisfy thyself, how can the rest of us?
John is the wise one. Let us ask him.
The wisdom is not mine, Bartholomew. Yet I would say this if it would help thee. A parable is a tale that tells much more to one who has the power to understand it than to the other men who cannot understand it. The Master talks in parables, I think, so that men cannot know the meaning until their hearts are ready to receive it.
And thus they can avoid confounding them with things that may still be too deep for them.
Too deep for them? Why, even what thou sayest, Peter, it is too deep for me.
It is a matter of the Master knowing the different kinds of men to whom he speaks, almost as if there were so many different kinds of soil in which to sow the seed.
What thou sayest might satisfy some men, yet still not me, Brother John.
Still the same old worrying, doubting Thomas.
And if I have occasion, I will ask the Lord myself, just as soon as he shall start to speak to them again.
Behold, a sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seed fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Some fell upon stony places, where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth. And when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. But others fell into good ground, and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear.
Why speakest thou to them in parables?
Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away even that he hath. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, By hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand. And seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. For this people's heart is waxed gross, their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them.
Master, we have reasoned among ourselves about the meaning of these parables,
And we perceive that there is more in them than some men understand.
And yet, Lord, we would know if thou wouldst tell us what that parable may mean to thee.
Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one, and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received the seed by the wayside. But he that received the seed unto stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. Yet hath he not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. He also that receiveth seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. But he that receiveth seed unto good ground is he that heareth the word, and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit, and bringeth forth some 100-fold, some 60, some 30.
So the parables that Jesus told were drawn from the simple things and the simple facts of life around him. And at this particular time, this same succession of simple things, seed time and harvest, gave him fresh opportunity to tell other parables also.
The kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servants said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of the harvest I will say to the reapers, Gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn.
Yet this parable, too, brought forth a need for explanation from his own disciples. As St. Matthew has it, Jesus sent the multitude away and went into the house. And his disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. And he answered and said unto them,
He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom. But the tares are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear.
He found fresh messages to give them in the life of hill and valley, desert and sea. Particularly in the sea, perhaps, for it was to the Sea of Galilee that so many of his listeners turned to earn their living. Nor was it always a peaceful sea. On its usually calm surface, storms could arise with little warning. And just as the Master had already shown them how the Son of Man had dominion over the fishes of the sea, the time had come to show them how he had dominion over the sea itself. The incident occurred at sunset, after yet another strenuous day of preaching. he had bade his disciples send away the multitude, and, seeking to find some measure of needed peace from them, he had stepped with thankfulness and relief into one of the fishing boats.
The clouds are heavy to the north, Andrew.
Aye, Simon. And the wind is rising.
Twere better if we pulled south and anchored by the shore.
I had a thought the master wanted to go far away, seeking some peace upon the other side again, as he is wont to do.
Think you would wish it on a night like this?
Let us go over unto the other side of the lake.
As thou sayest, Lord.
Look at him, James. How tired the master must be after such a day as this.
He hath scarce ceased to preach since daybreak.
Let us help him astern, Andrew. Let him lie there.
Indeed, John. There's a pillow he may rest upon.
Simon, look up at the bow there. The seas are rising so that we are shipping water.
And the bow is straining so, our girth must be torn asunder.
And yet the master said he must go to the other side.
I fear me the vessel cannot endure such seas. We shall go under with the ship.
And yet, back there, the master sleepeth.
Let us wake him.
He knoweth all things. Let us ask him what we must do.
Master, we perish. Master, carest thou not that we perish?
Behold, he hath awakened.
How can he rise so calmly to his feet in such a storm? See how he stands there.
Peace. Be still.
Why are ye so fearful? How is it that ye have no faith?
What manner of man is this? For he commandeth even the winds and water, and they obey him.
The disciples' question, "What manner of man is this?" was being asked all over the land by now. And increasingly, it was being answered by the Master, not only in words, but in deeds. There was no sickness, be it of mind or body, that did not find him ready to help. And especially was he drawn to the children, in need of his Christly touch. One of these children had for her father no less a person than a ruler of the synagogue. But tragedy could strike his house as easily as it could strike the home of the humblest in Capernaum. And through the narrow, crowded streets, the ruler of the synagogue came himself in search of Jesus. He found the Master coming toward him, with his disciples and a great crowd of eager followers. The multitude that thronged him on every side was not made up of Galileans alone, but of men, women, and children from all parts of the country, from Judea, and even from beyond the Jordan.
Let me through there. Let me through. I must get to him. I must get to him before it is too late. Whom seekest thou, Rabbi? He who cometh with all this crowd about him. Jesus of Nazareth.
I doubt if you can get through the throng to him.
Oh, help me. For her sake I must get to him. My little daughter lies so sick she hardly knoweth me. She can scarcely speak my name. Oh, friend, I thank thee. Thou art one of his disciples, art thou not?
My name is Simon. Pray, do not grieve so. Look thee, lean upon my arm, and I will lead thee to the Master.
I thank thee, Simon. Let me speak to him.
He hath seen thee, Rabbi. See how he stops to look upon thee.
Master, my little daughter lieth at the point of death. I pray thee come and lay thy hands on her that she may be healed, that she shall live.
I will come with thee.
Lord, I thank thee. Let us make haste. She's my only daughter, a little maid of 12.
Stand back there, please. Let us come through.
I pray you not to press so heavily about us.
Who touched me?
Master, the multitude thronged thee and pressed thee, and thou sayest, Who touched me?
Someone hath touched me, for I perceive that virtue is gone out of me.
Oh, Master, I did not think that thou couldst know that I had touched thee. For over 12 years I have spent my all upon physicians, and yet, Master, there is an issue of blood which can be healed of none. And I believe that if I could but touch the hem of thy garment, I would be whole again.
Daughter, thy faith hath made thee whole. Go in peace, and be whole of thy plague.
Dear Lord, I thank thee. See, all my strength comes back to me as I stand here.
Master, the ruler of the synagogue still kneeleth at thy side, entreating thee about his child.
And here comes another to talk to him. A servant, I think.
Sire, thy daughter is dead. Why troublest thou the master any further?
Be not afraid. Only believe.
Come home with me, Master. I will believe.
So Jesus came to the house of Jairus. But when they had reached it, already the paid mourners had begun their grim and harrowing duty.
Why make ye this ado and weep? The damsel is not dead, but sleepeth.
Why dost thou trouble our good Jairus so? Why dost thou make the poor man whole when there is hope no longer?
Thou needest but to look at her to see that she is dead.
Here is my wife, Master, the little girl's mother.
Oh, Master, hast thou but come a little sooner? Just a little sooner.
Very fair she looks. Small and still.
And see how he gazeth at her. It is as if his eyes are shining as he looks.
Oh, Master, Master.
Only believe, he said. And I have said I would believe for my wife.
Damsel, I say unto thee, arise.
I think her eyelids move.
She openeth her eyes.
See how her cheeks grow warm again.
She seeketh to sit up in her bed. Look at her.
Why do you stand thus around me?
Come, little one.
But why?
Someday I will tell thee.
Give her to eat.
And we are told by Luke and Mark that he cautioned them that no man must know of that raising from the dead. Already too many tales about his work were traveling from Galilee down to Jerusalem, to the central council of the Jews, the great Sanhedrin. Yet he knew that in Jerusalem lay the fulfillment and the resolution of all that he had come among men to do. But not too soon must he expose himself to the hatred that was welling up against him. There was still much work to do for the 12 who must follow after him. Caution was needed, every step of the way. He had reached now the halfway point in his mission among men. The dangers would begin to mount all around him, and the shadows would begin to fall. But his greatest and highest work was still to come, and with his Father's love and guidance, he must prepare himself for it. To this high end, he withdrew again into the mountains. to be alone with God. What happened in those lonely moments of communion, we can never know. But we do know that when he returned to his disciples and to the waiting crowds again, it was with a new plan unfolding for them in his heart. St. Matthew tells us that when he looked once more upon these multitudes, many of them weary with walking continuously after him, some of them even fainting, that he was moved with compassion and said unto his disciples,
The harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers into his harvest.
The need for workers in that harvest was growing ever clearer. So now the Master turned to his own disciples to meet that need. We are told that he called them unto him and gave them power against unclean spirits to cast them out and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. It was the first time that they were to go forth without the comfort of his presence, and although they were ready to obey him, they must have felt more than a little uncertain, more than a little anxious about the work they were now to do alone. For these were the world's first Christian missionaries, and called together by Jesus for their last instructions before they left, they must have sought with concern the answers to the questions that rose up in them.
He has not said how long he wishes to work alone like this.
Nor hath he said how far we are to go. It's a mercy that he wishes us to go by twos. Each one of us can help his partner on the way. See, he's holding up his hand for silence.
Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received, freely give.
What must we take, Lord, to pay for such expenditures as we must make upon the way?
Provide neither gold nor silver, no brass in your purses, no scrip for your journey, neither 2 coats, neither shoes, nor yet staves. For the workman is worthy of his meat.
And many there be who will give up their best to help us on the journey.
Some, perhaps, but I fear me, Peter, many will reject us.
And into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till ye go thence. And when ye come into a house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it be not worthy, let your peace return to you. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when ye depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city.
Many there may be, Master, who will confound us.
James speaketh what is true, Lord. For many there will be who will endeavor to entrap us with their cunning.
Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents, and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles.
I am as yet so little at my ease, O Lord, before a throng of strangers. I scarce begin to know what I must say to them.
When they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved.
Many of these men to whom we speak will hide their true feelings underneath vain words. Such men are good at covering what they truly feel.
Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light. And what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetops. And fear them not which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing? And one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father. But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore. Ye are of more value than many sparrows.
We will remember these things, dear Lord.
And ponder them as we go.
In any case, what better purpose could we have than to confess thee, what thou art, and where thou leadest?
Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
Of a truth, it is so in the household I have left, Master.
And yet I do perceive, Bartholomew, I do begin to perceive, that we be all of the household of God.
He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it.
That is a hard saying, Lord. I do not understand it.
He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. He that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward, and he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. And whosoever shall give to drink unto one of these little ones a cup of cold water only in the name of a disciple, verily I say unto you, he shall in no wise lose his reward.
We are not told how long the 12 disciples, going forth in twos, as they had been bidden, remained away from the Master's side. Only St. Mark tells us clearly what was accomplished on that mission, and he writes simply, "They went out and preached that men should repent, and they cast out many devils, and anointed with oil many that were sick, and healed them. And now it was that news of violence at the fortress of Machaerus was brought to Jesus." It is possible that when 2 of the disciples of Jesus, let us say James and John, returned once again to the familiar shores of Galilee, they found 2 of the followers of John the Baptist there ahead of them. For Jesus, the disciples looked in vain, but the followers of the Baptist had news that was its own deep, tragic explanation of his absence.
I see no sign of him. No sign of him at all, Brother John. Not upon the rooftop there, where we should most expect to find him at this time of day.
Who, thinkest thou, are those 2 men talking there alone? Those 2 beside the doorway?
From that old coat of camel's hair one of them carries, they must be from the desert, I should think.
My heart says that yon camel coat bespeaks some evil thing, James.
Think you they could be from Machaerus?
That must be it. The taller one, the one with the coat, is one of the 2 who came before to Jesus, one of the followers of John the Baptist.
He cometh out to speak with us.
You 2 are disciples of the Nazarene, are you not?
Aye, sir. We are indeed. My name is James.
And I am John. And you, if I mistake not, follow John the Baptist.
Would we be bearing this poor coat of his only coat, if there were still a John to follow?
Speak boldly. What would you tell us? Herod hath slain him. Oh, God have mercy on us. The deed will haunt me all my days.
The Tetrarch gave a banquet to celebrate his birthday.
And the daughter of that evil woman, Herodias, danced for the king and those about him.
The tale goes that they were so filled with wine they could scarcely speak one word upon another.
Yet Herod promised to this girl that he would give her up she asked for. Her mother bid her ask
for the head of John the Baptist in a charger.
Oh, to what an end the king must suffer for a deed like that.
Hast thou told Jesus of this? I have told him.
There was such grief about him as he listened. Such grief that he hath gone away to seek some place apart.
Into some desert place, he said. I thought he might have liked to have this coat of camel hair. And yet his eyes were fixed so far beyond me that I doubt he even saw it.
Friend, whither did he go?
Across the lake, I think.
Then where he went, we must go also.